A Spokane man says an Apple Watch saved his dad's life. How the small device made a big impact following a bike crash.
It's the first day of fall, but you may be seeing some winter temperatures. I'm tracking some potential frost this week.
A South Carolina newspaper is apologizing after publishing a headline about Holinsky's hope, why the headline led to nationwide backlash. A Washington mayor wants to give minimum wage to rideshare drivers. We want to know what you think. Should Uber and Lyft drivers be paid minimum wage? Head to the KREM 2 app to vote now. The Seahawks fell short against the Saints this weekend. Our take on what led to the loss.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Evan Narani, and Dina Marie McNichol.
Well, check out this video from the West Coast. A pod of orcas were spotted this weekend in the Puget Sound, including 2 new babies that are just about 1 month old. We like seeing that, huh?
Yeah, very nice to see. Nice
Fun
way to
video.
start off our Monday, right?
Well, again, thanks so much for waking up with KREM this morning on our Monday morning. I'm Jen York.
And I'm Evan Narani. Thanks for being with us. It's a pretty nice start to the Monday. We saw a few showers yesterday. I don't know if you were outside during the about 4 to 6 time period.
Evan, that's when I'm going to bed,
That's
so
exactly,
no.
I know, right? Exactly. No, I had my window open, and I had been talking about, we talked last week about maybe some showers Sunday night, and I was checking over the weekend, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not happening. And I was reading my book out on Sunday, like afternoon with the window open, and I was like, turned around,
I can hear it.
A little bit of rain. So it happened.
Okay, well,
I
we
can
like
say
that. You're very accurate. Well, tell us what we need to plan for this morning.
All right, sounds good. So we're starting off the day with just a few showers, but they're mainly off toward about North Idaho into western Montana. You can see them in a very scattered format, moving towards about the southwestern portion of Montana. As we start off the day today, we're expecting temperatures to warm up to about 66 degrees. Again, the start of fall, technically today, the autumnal equinox. Tomorrow, Tuesday, temperatures warm up just a little bit more to 71 degrees. Keep in mind, today and tomorrow both include some pretty windy conditions with gusts moving up to the 20 to 30 mile per hour range today and tomorrow. Then Wednesday, things begin to cool down. This marks the change in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday, where things really start to cool down. Afternoon high temperatures are going to go all the way down to the 50s, and overnight lows by the end of this week, we're talking about below freezing temperatures possible. Jen, I'll talk more about that. I know it's a little jarring.
That's too early to be talking about below freezing
it's
temperatures,
still
Evan.
September, but it could be the case by this weekend. We'll talk more about that in just a bit.
Oh boy. All right, Evan, thank you. Let's kick off your morning rush here, 5:02. A Spokane man is crediting technology with saving his life. He woke up in an ambulance with no recollection of how he got there. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is in the newsroom this morning to tell us why the man's family is saying his Apple Watch saved his life. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So you may have seen this post on Facebook this weekend. It's been shared over 500,000 times, and it all started here in Spokane when Bob Burdett fell off his bike, hit his head, and lost consciousness. Bob flipped his bike at the bottom of Doomsday Hill while on his way to meet his son Gabe Burdett, and Gabe was on his way to meet up at this spot as well when he got text from his dad's Apple Watch. It said the watch noticed a hard fall, gave a pin to Bob's location, and called emergency services. Thanks to the watch, paramedics got to Bob within 30 minutes, and his family knew what was going on pretty much right away.
Because he didn't remember flipping his bike, and he didn't remember, anything really happening until he was in the ambulance. But even then, he, was pretty out of it.
Now the Burdett family is telling everyone to set up that fall detection feature on their Apple Watches, because without it, they don't know what could have happened to their dad. And as for Bob, his family was able to be with him in the hospital during his tests and scans thanks to those warning texts, and now he's just recovering and should be okay. In the newsroom, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Supporters will gather tonight to honor a Spokane activist. Alfredo Yamato died earlier this month after a battle with liver disease. A vigil is scheduled at 5 p.m. today in front of City Hall. Yamato used to attend the town hall meetings and speak up for the homeless. He said compassion drove his work. Washington's 6 dozen tsunami sirens are set to be upgraded. This will help the state improve remote maintenance. Funding for this project will also help pay for daily status testing, monthly audio tests, emergency activations, and tsunami evacuation drills. The grant comes from national agencies, including the Weather Service. Illinois has joined a growing list of states considering bans on flavored e-cigarettes. The proposed legislation would bar all vaping flavors except menthol. New York and Michigan already approved bans on flavored products. This comes as hundreds of people are hospitalized with vaping-related illnesses all around the country. Health leaders in Washington confirmed 5 cases in the state, while 8 people have died from the illness across the U.S. That is your morning rush stories making headlines in the Inland Northwest. You can let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM. A South Carolina newspaper is apologizing this morning for an insensitive headline. The story centered around college athlete Ryan Hilinski, brother of the late Washington State University quarterback Tyler Hilinski. The state newspaper headline reads, "Hilinski Hope Sinks." This followed the South Carolina Gamecocks' loss this weekend to Missouri. Now, it brought widespread backlash online. Ryan plays for South Carolina, and following the death of his brother, his family started Hilinski's Hope. It funds programs to educate, advocate, and destigmatize mental illness. The newspaper apologized through a series of tweets calling the headline unfortunate. Leaders say linking the headline to Hilinski's Hope is unintentional, and they continued that there is no excuse for the poor wording. The newspaper also noted errors in the editing process. They did reach out to the Hilinski family and university leaders to express their regret. It's 5:06 now. The Seattle mayor announced she wants to give rideshare drivers minimum wage. This morning, we want your take. Should Uber and Lyft drivers be paid minimum wage? You can let us know what you think by heading to the KREM 2 app and clicking the Vote Now tab. Now, this is how the plan would work. Tax rates would increase on rideshare trips. Drivers would receive hourly pay in addition to what they receive from the company. And this would slightly increase the cost of rides for customers. Other states are also considering a law like this one. Last year, New York leaders passed a law requiring the companies to pay rideshare drivers $26 per hour. Drivers are only on the clock while on a trip, and they're not paid in between rides. Last week, California passed a law where rideshare companies have to classify their drivers as employees. This forces them to pay driver minimum wage and give them benefits. Now, Uber leaders say they will pay California drivers $21 per hour and give them paid time off and sick leave. Representatives from Lyft and Uber declined to support Mayor Durkin's proposal. They say the proposed regulations would hurt low-income workers and riders by reducing the number of rides in the city. So you can let us know what you think by voting in our live poll. We'll have updated results for you every half hour. This morning, 67% of you say yes, Uber and Lyft drivers should be paid minimum wage. Coming up on 5:08 now, well, so they say always wash your hands during flu season, but now a study shows hand sanitizer might not protect you from germs as much as you think. This is from a study in Japan. It found the virus lived even after being soaked in alcohol-based disinfectant for 2 minutes. Scientists suggest washing your hands with warm water and antibiotic soap, and they say that's more effective and can kill the virus in 30 seconds. Excessive video game playing is typically linked to growing obesity in children, but a new study from Germany says adults are the ones that need to put down controllers. Research shows adults are gaining more weight playing video games than teenagers. According to the study, people who spend more time playing video games also spend less time exercising. Adult gamers are usually heavier, according to experts, because they have spent more years of their life playing those video games. Well, there may be a reason you cannot remember something happened yesterday. According to the journal Science, our brain is dumping information while we sleep. Experts say when we reach REM sleep, brains forget memories it deems unnecessary. Since not all experiences are worth remembering, forgetting is a critical aspect in memory regulation. According to experts, it gives us a clean slate for the next day.
Is that new? I learned that in my psychology class.
I'm not exactly sure. I thought I knew that too. Let's see. It's from the journal Science. Maybe they're just refreshing their memories.
They're just like, hey, just to give you guys an update.
For those who have dumped that information.
There we go.
We need the new study, right?
Yeah, they in my AP Psych class, they called it, this was back in high school, pruning and shearing. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
with the bush.
just
where
stating the
you're like-
pertinent information.
Exactly. You're taking what's important, you're reiterating it, and then the stuff that's not essential, you're just tossing them aside.
See ya. All right, coming up on 5:10 now, our plastic problem may be bigger than we think. It could be worse for the youngest generation. After the break, we are connecting the dots.
And the city of Spokane is testing out a new method to improve the quality of roads. At 5:30, we tell you how a certain technique could help during the snowy winter season.